Ola creative process is one thing I admire a lot.
I'm so really happy that you're here. So tell us about you.
First, my name is Olaoluwa, but a lot of people know me as J Banj. That's the short form of my surname. A lot of people call me J Banj. So yeah, that's
Oh,
me.
okay, that's really cool. So that's like an abbreviation of your name. So you
Yeah,
just joined it together.
yeah.
Oh, so we can call you J Bunch. So
J
welcome J
yeah,
Bunch.
Ola Yoruba demon. Not a Yoruba demon, just a Yoruba boy.
Okay. Actually, I can't just imagine this, and I'm actually with him. So Ola is one of the developer and one of the creative director for the first digital museum in Nigeria. Guess what? He's telling us about the process. He's actually explaining everything, how the idea came in, how it sparkled, how he executed it. Because right now in the country, we actually know Nigeria, a lot of ideas are not still put out. So how did you plan from the planning stage to executing it and making it work? So that's really just so special. So she'll actually be telling us about it. The first digital museum, you're the brain behind it. So how did you go about it? How did it
So,
started? How just tell us the process, like everything.
actually, there was some man that actually had the idea to do a museum, and we were on the idea for more than a year, maybe about 2 years, because the idea kept evolving and kept growing and all that. So he was like, oh, so he called me in and said, okay, come and be the creative director, just handle the museum. So I know the tag was creative director, but in essence, I was almost everything. I was more than the creative director because I did a lot of, like, just say almost end to end of the whole museum. So it was like a bare ground. So the first thing we did was to map out what each place was going to be. We knew wanted it to be a hybrid museum, not just a tech museum, not just a digital museum, but like digital with normal artifacts and all that, like live artifact, and wanted it to be about Nigeria. So we had to, we had limited space, but we wanted to, make it a very engaging place where people can come and learn something about their country. So we mapped out everything and created the rooms, created, oh, this place is going to represent the old Nigeria, this place is going to represent our economic progress, the economic things, this is going to represent our colonialism, and we call that place Independence Tunnel, this place is going to represent the past presidents and all that and all. So we did that, and then there was a lot of toying with ideas, experimenting, getting artisans, our local artisans, because we also had restricted funds. We didn't have unlimited money, of course. So we had to, use whatever we had to our advantage. So you would call a carpenter or a furniture person and say, okay, you draw out what you want or you build it out in a 3D software. And like, this is what I want. How can we achieve this? And he's like, oh God, this thing no feel work. You know, feel bend wood like this now. So you'd be like, okay, calm down. See it in 3D. What if we cut it this way, cut it this way, cut it? So it's those little things,
Yeah.
and using of materials that you don't necessarily use for some things that was the interesting part and the challenging part, creating things, something that Nigerians have never seen before. I mean, this is trying to infuse technology, some new tech. Okay, we know we can't go to China and get interactive screens. How do we make a normal TV interactive? How do we connect this TV from here to here? Instead of using like LED screen, because LED screens are super expensive. Okay, we can use a TV screen and then we can network it from here to here. So like all those things, and obviously was there was there were the challenging things that I had to go through and find solutions for, and even the putting things in strategic places and all that. Had to do all those things, and I guess everything worked out in the end. It's a nice, beautiful place. Everybody that's gone there always feels that
yeah.
it's it's
I've,
not
I've
something
actually been there, and
we've seen before.
it was mind blowing, like because
Yeah,
everything was the technology there, the view, the way, like it's just like
yeah,
it's just like a whole different thing
yeah,
than what we are seeing. In a normal
yeah,
museum, when you go to, you see frames of pictures,
yeah,
where's there,
yeah. And then
and their
you
names and the like, but it
one
was
very challenging part, it's where we put, there's a hallway where we hung screens up. So
yeah,
we're like, how are we going to hang these screens? We knew we had to, we did it in a zigzag format. That idea came when we were like, we want to put frames, but we don't want to put picture frames. We want to use screens. And then how can we use this very slim hallway? So the idea was to hang it on top. But if we lay them flat, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't make for good viewing. So we did it in a zigzag format, and that turned out well as well. We use old typewriters here and there. We use this, that. There's a lot of creativity that went down. It took us like some months, but we pulled it off, and
yeah. Where did you get your references?
um so get ideas from anywhere, honestly. Sometimes ideas just come to you. Sometimes when you go online, you go through Pinterest, you go and search for other museums, search for what other people are doing around the world. From there, like I said earlier, my knowledge of fine arts, also helped me a lot, because I can see an idea and know how I can twist that idea to, make it an original or unique idea, because no idea really is original. You always get it from something else, So I've been able to like get some ideas from somewhere, turn it around, and implement it in a way that it now looks like an original idea.
Period, or anytime you went for idea scouting, like visually went to like a reference, like a normal museum functioning to get references? Was there any time like that?
Yeah, so I first went to the museum in Abu Dhabi. That's the Louvre. I went there, but that was not exactly what we wanted to do, because they had more of artifacts. They had a lot of Nigerian art there as well, knock art and all those other Nigerian art. So that was more on the artifact side. But what I picked from that place was the way they presented those artworks. They built special things for it. So I like that. Then I went to another museum in Dubai. I think it's called the Emirates Museum. That place, they have a lot of digital, they incorporated a lot of digital technology there as well. So there are some ideas I picked from there as well, like using projectors and doing some mappings and all that. So picked some ideas from there as well. And where else did I get ideas from? I think there's this Abuja Art Village. Went there, got some ideas as well. So like I think I got some physical ideas as well, but majority of the ideation process came from online research.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
how do you actually know this idea will sell? Because if you want to look at the monetary aspect of it, when you're
Yeah.
sourcing out, because you had to go to Dubai for this research, came back to
Yeah.
Nigeria, went to other places. There's a lot of
Yeah.
time, efforts, value, money. There are a lot of things that was added to it. So how did you actually know? Was there an idea that this thing will monetize itself, or
Of
was
course,
there was
it's
there just that you want to
it's
create history?
it's an infrastructure that's going to last for long. So in the long run, yes, money will come back. But I'm not on the business side of things. I'm more on the creative side of things. So the business developers and all that, they would have done their market research and understanding of the demography and the people that would be interested in this sort of thing. And then it's located in a very strategic place, close to some restaurants. So people that are coming to do it, they can always see it and go in there. And I think that's a totally whole different ballpark.
Yeah, because I actually know you are involved in those process.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
little bit of it.
even on the monetary aspect, like actually to see if this idea will be monetized, because
Yeah,
there's actually some there's actually some development that just comes in, and for a very long time you just see this place become unkept. Reason was because the way they're not able to actually
Yeah.
get resources of fund to fund this project.
Yeah.
You get, so you've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
So where from, even from the initial stage of development, were there, like, did you actually know, like, okay, it's just like now I'm coming to build a hotel in Dubai, I know for sure 100% it's going to sell.
Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
be, it's going to be something that's taking me from A to B. So
Yeah.
in Nigeria, investing this kind of resources, time and effort.
Yeah. So these are the things that we're banking on. We're banking on the fact that people in Abuja or people in Nigeria they have this fatigue from going to the same place. So if you're in Abuja, you're either in a park or in a restaurant or poolside, and there isn't any much more interesting things that you can do in Abuja. So if this is a unique idea that we can push out to the public and say, oh, you can come here for whatever, you can just come here, you can come here on excursion, you can come here for dates, you can come here, this is just something different. And people, that's human nature, that's psychology. You understand that people want to see new things, they want to experience new things, so they will always be willing to. So I think that's part of the motivation. So whenever you think of something new, I know that you're able to implement that. That's a good sign that, venturing into this thing, once you have adequate information on how to carry it out and implement it, it's actually a good idea because the museum is actually doing well. So I think we knew from the onset that it was going to do well because they did different idea altogether, and it was going to be able to manage itself. Even in the long run, it's something that you can, there's infinite amount of possibilities that you can modify that into. It can be handed over. I'm not saying it's going to be, but it can be handed over to government, it can be handed over to an NGO, to a multinational that would want to take over it or something. It's a myriad of opportunities for a structure like that.
That's very nice. So during your development process, how did you manage it with other projects? Because because I really know you are very vast creative. There are other creatives that most times when they are on a project, they can be like, see, right now I'm working on something, this I can't take other jobs, I can't do this. But I know you for sure, you don't. I don't know. But how did you go about it?
So I think what I did at that period was to manage the projects I took on. So this was the major project I was on. I could only have room for one other, one other project that is worth my time. And then I have an archive of creatives that I can manage and say, okay, let's work on this thing while I'm working on this. So I direct them on what I want them to do, because while working on the museum, I worked on maybe 2, 3, 4 other projects on the side that, were more into the creative arts, was animation and all that, that I also did. So I handled some teams of, creatives, and, we also worked on those things at the same time. So I think it boils down to proper time management. If you've been doing this for long, you'll be able to know how to manage time properly, and I think that's what's really helped me.